Hey Laura, what do you think you're doing? I heard you didn't see him off again today. You weren't sleeping when your husband was preparing to go for work, were you? You've been treating him so badly, but you're still his wife, even though you are unbelievably lazy wife. This can't be happening. My son doesn't need a lazy wife like you. You two should get a divorce. Hello, Bellatrix. That's not true. Today, Andrew went for work very early. He left at around 5 a.m., which is much earlier than usual. He said that I don't have to get up early for him. Just because I couldn't send him off to work doesn't mean that I don't see him off every day. So are you saying that Andrew told you to stay in bed and you didn't send him off just because it was too early for you? That's an excuse? You are spoiled and lazy. You know what? If you were born in the same year as I was, you'd be divorced by now. I won't spoil you. I'll keep an eye on you. As my son's wife, you'd better behave. I won't allow Andrew to take pity on you. Julie understood. By the way, Bellatrix, how did you know the time Andrew left for work? Such a silly question. I've been talking with him by WhatsApp every day since 5 a.m. Didn't you notice that? So I know when he goes, what time he leaves the house. I know everything. I know everything about my son. You're using WhatsApp? I didn't know about that. You texted Andrew that early every day? Do you have any idea how busy he is every morning before work? What are you talking about? Oh, are you jealous? It's just a message. You can look at it quickly and reply within an hour. You don't even know that? You're way behind me. Within an hour. Do you even set a time limit for Andrew to reply? I didn't know about that. I'm not surprised at all. This is our family rule. This rule is not new. It's been in place since the day he got his phone. You are his wife, so you must remember that rule. If you don't, we won't tolerate that. Do I have to obey the same rule too? Okay then, I'll try my best. Oh, you only have 10 minutes, not an hour to reply. It's easy, right? You're just lounging around anyway. Reply within 10 minutes. There's no way you need an hour to do that. What? 10 minutes? I'm busy too. Isn't it obvious? Stop messing around with me. You're my son's wife. I'll train you to be a better wife. If you can't do that, you must divorce my son. I don't want my son to stay married with a wife who can't even keep her promises. Oh no. I can't do it every time since I'm not holding my cell phone all day and all night. I won't accept any excuses. This is my decision as Andrew's mother. Also, make sure you send Andrew off properly tomorrow. Do not use his early work hours as an excuse. Do I make myself clear? Moreover, you must come to my house this evening. This evening? Excuse me, Bellatrix. I have an appointment to take Ginny to the otolaryngology this evening. That's not so hard. Just take her to the otolaryngology and then come over to my house. It's not that difficult. You're just making excuses again. But I can't leave her inside the house by herself. She's only 5, and she needs me to stay with her. She'll be fine. She's a big-hearted girl like you. She'll flatter the adults around her and do something about it. Besides, girls grow up on their own, even if you leave them alone. I told you, didn't I? I'm a firm believer in what I say. Be sure to come here in the evening. Do you understand me? I'll have Andrew to divorce you if you don't listen to my orders. If you want to stay married to my son, then do as I say. Okay, I'll make it work. I'll be there on time this evening. You should have said that in the beginning. You're a real pain in the ass, you know that? You're also not a pretty wife. I wonder what did Andrew like about you? Nothing good at all. Hey, I heard you. What are you doing? I heard you made Andrew pick up your daughter from the otolaryngology, didn't you? You shouldn't have done that. He's tired from work, and you're such a terrible wife to have made him pick up your daughter. I can't believe mothers today can't even take care of their own daughters. You're just taking advantage of Andrew to do things on behalf of you. This is unforgivable. You said that your orders are absolute, so I obeyed what you said yesterday. I went to your house to clean up and pick up the food you made for Andrew, didn't I? Don't you dare to talk back to me like that. You're just treating Andrew as if he were some sort of servant. You're just not good at what you do. I'm not treating Andrew like a servant. Jenny is also his child. It's normal for a married couple to take care of their child together. It can be hard for parents at times, but isn't it fun to raise a child together like that? When I asked Andrew to take care of our daughter, he looked very excited and said he was happy to do that. He laughed and said it was the first time he was accompanying Jenny to the hospital, and he also seemed to be enjoying it too. You think he said that seriously? You're such a silly girl. He was just trying to impress you. He couldn't say no because he was afraid of you, the mean wife. You should at least understand that. You can't understand people's feelings, can you? You're pathetic. The mean wife? Did Andrew say so? He's a very nice boy, unlike you. He's sensitive, so even if he thinks about something, there's no way he'd say it. He won't say how he truly feels, and I'm sure about that. I'm his mother. I know everything. I can tell by his words and the tone of his voice that he doesn't like it. His voice? Did you talk to him directly? You said that you were only texting him by WhatsApp, weren't you? Yes, we've been texting each other. He's busy, so I didn't call him. Unlike you, I care about my son. He's too busy to pick up the phone when I call him. You didn't hear his voice, did you? You said something about words, tone of voice. Shut up! I don't have to hear his voice, but I can get sense how Andrew feels just by reading his messages. Unlike you, I'm his mother. Our hearts are connected to each other. I see. But this time, we did it after discussing it between the two of us as a married couple, and Andrew enjoyed it. So it's already resolved. I thought it was fine since I didn't bother you. Jeez, that's not the issue. You should use your head and think more. If you are a wife, you shouldn't bother your husband. It's something you have to manage on your own. You're depending on your husband for everything. When I was young, I didn't let my husband do anything. We can't let that man bother us, isn't that right? That's what I call supporting my husband. You should learn more from me. Do you know what I mean? Don't make me say the same thing every time I talk to you. Yes, I'll try to work harder. Do you really understand? You're just trying to run away from problems, aren't you? I'll have to talk with Andrew more about this and have him dump you. I can see right through you. Laura, I'm so sorry for your loss. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. I had no idea your father had been ill for so many years. I'm sorry that I didn't notice. Thank you for your concern, Bellatrix. About my father, I didn't tell people that he was sick because he wanted to keep that as a secret. The home care nurse took a good care of him when he was still alive. My father trusts her a lot, and so do I. She's been a great help to us. Well, glad to hear that. I'm sure your father didn't want you to worry about him. He's a very kind man. I'd do the same thing if I were him. I don't want to cause trouble for my son. I want him to always have a smile on his face. So don't beat yourself up, okay? You did a great job. Oh, Bellatrix, thank you very much. I feel much better now that you say that. I haven't been able to go home often, and I haven't been able to let my father see Ginny at all. It's been so hard, and I thought there was something more I could have done for him. It's okay. Your father doesn't blame you for what happened to him. On the contrary, I'm sure he cared for you very much. You are his precious daughter, aren't you? Yes, you're right. I was raised by a very kind father. That's why he left his legacy, didn't he? Legacy? What are you talking about? Well, the big house, the magnificent vase of flowers in the room during the funeral, also your father's expensive wristwatch, and there was even a large painting. All of those are luxury brand items, aren't they? All of them belong to you, right? You don't have any siblings, and your relatives are estranged. You're the only daughter, so you're going to inherit all of them. Am I right? Well, yes, but they're all mementos of my father. Why did you ask that? It's nothing. I was just checking. Anyway, why don't you get some rest? I think you need some time to rest both mentally and physically. You can leave the rest to me. I'll take care of your parents' house for you. As you know, I'm good at organizing and cleaning. No, I can't let you do that. I know it takes time, but I'll do it by myself, on my own pace. No need to hesitate, Laura. I'm the only one who can help you now. In times like this, you should let me help you. You can count on me since I'm your mother-in-law. No, but there may be things I think are important, and I'm sure that it's difficult for you to choose between them. I told you, from now on, I'm your mother, so leave it to me. I'll make sure to distinguish between important things and things to throw away. No, that's fine, really. Please kindly leave me alone. Bellatrix, are you listening to me? Bellatrix, I'm surprised to hear that you brought a person from the real estate agent to my parents' house. What in the world are you gonna do with that house? You can't do whatever you want without permission. Laura, I've been dreaming about this for a long time. I was going to proceed secretly, but... Dream? A new family house! Oops! I should have kept this as a secret. What do you mean? When my son got married, I'll live together with him and his wife. Then, his wife will take care of all the house chores. I'll be free from the duty of taking care of my husband, and I'll hang out with some friends to sing, which is my hobby. And when I come home, my favorite meal is ready, and I can take a bath whenever I want. I've been dreaming about that since a long time ago. Wouldn't that be wonderful? That's the best part of having a daughter-in-law. You're not going to do that in my father's house, are you? Oh, no, I wouldn't do it in that house. I'm very picky about my tastes, you know. I want a Western-looking house, which is quite popular recently. I don't want to live in your parents' old-fashioned house. Well, I do like the size of it anyway. Old-fashioned house? How rude. It's a beautiful historic house. That house was inherited by my father from my grandfather. But it's your house now, isn't it? Well, I'm the owner now. Right? Gosh, I wonder how hard it is to explain things to you. I was trying to say that I own that house. I beg your pardon? Stop kidding me. Of course it's not your house. Because what belongs to the wife of my son belongs to his family. It's obvious. I will decide what I want to do with that house, and you have no choice. Do you really think you're allowed to be selfish like that? I won't allow that to happen. Then you must divorce my son. Seriously? If you won't give me the house, then divorce Andrew. I don't want him to stay married to such an uncaring wife. I went to the trouble of giving you the chance for filial piety, and you want to pass up that chance? Filial piety? That's right. You don't have parents or relatives anymore, do you? You don't even have a home to go back to. I'm saying that I'll create a home for you to go back to, and I'll be your parent. And I'm giving you the chance for filial piety. You should be so grateful that I care for you that much. Oh dear, you were kind enough to talk to me and Jenny just because you wanted to make some investigation of my parents' house? Of course not! I did it because I sincerely wanted to support you, you know. I felt sorry for Andrew if you guys are depressed. Oh, and I went looking for the deed of the house, but it wasn't at your place. The deed? So that's why you went to my father's house, didn't you? Well, yes, of course. Giving that house to me is your first act of filial piety. So please give me the deed of that house or change the owner's name to me as soon as possible. Well, even if you don't want to do that, I can ask Andrew to destroy the house. I've told you that you have no right to choose, haven't I? I can't believe it. It's insane. Just because you don't like me, you even tried to take the inheritance from my father? I don't think a person with kindness will do such a thing. And you're trying to use my inheritance for your own desires? Please leave my father's belongings and the house alone. You can say whatever you want. I'm not listening to you. I'm going to turn that house into a duplex. That's what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, and you'd better sell or throw away everything in that house as soon as possible. You won't need those in the new house. Well, I'll give you 2 months to clean up and do the paperwork. Just get it over with. And when you're done, let me know at your earliest convenience. I'm bringing in the person from a real estate agent that I'm familiar with, and I've already talked to him. See you later. What's going on? Why is there a stranger living in that house? I didn't hear anything about that. I thought you cleared out your house. My dream of having a duplex is falling apart because of a stranger. What the hell did you do? Give me an explanation that makes sense. I went over there to help clean the house, and there was a stranger in the house. They even changed the locks in the house so I couldn't get in. There were many security cameras at the house too. Who are those people? Do you know them? Bellatrix, the truth is, the house is no longer mine. Huh? What are you talking about? Who's going to believe that nonsense? That house was your father's legacy. It's important to you, right? You gave it away to strangers just like that? You were always complaining to me whenever I told you that I want to do something with that house, weren't you? I didn't give it away. I gave them the house as a token of my gratitude to my father's former home care nurse and her family. A home care nurse and her family? Why? Were you threatened? They are strangers. Are you out of your mind to give the house to strangers? I can't believe it. Why did you do that? The house should have been mine. It was never yours from the start. Are you sure you understood what I've told you before? I don't remember giving it to you. I had no intention of giving it to you from the beginning. Besides, that house is not an inheritance from my father. He gave it to me when I was still alive. When did he give it to you? Does that mean that the house has been yours for a long time? Oh my God! That means you could have built a duplex much earlier. How could you keep such an important thing as a secret from me? Did you do it on purpose? Tell me quickly. You are my son's wife, so I'm in charge of managing your property. I can't believe you kept such an important thing from me and Andrew. You two really should have a divorce. I don't trust a person like you. I can't stand the thought of living with a liar like you. Divorce Andrew right away. By the way, are you also trying to steal my family's property too? Oh my God. Bellatrix, I have nothing to hide. I've told Andrew everything. On the contrary, he even knew about my father's condition before I told him about that. Huh? What? Why? Well, at the hospital, my father asked him to take care of me. He also said we can do whatever we want with the house. He said we don't have to keep it forever. We can sell it or whatever. So me and Andrew thought about it and decided about what would be the best thing to do. We decided to give the house to the home care nurse who had kindly took care of my father for several years instead of us. But when we tried to give it to her as a gift, she refused. So we are renting it to her now with a term of 10 years. So after 10 years, that house will be mine. My son really did a great job. No, the agreement was that after 10 years, the house would belong to the home care nurse. She agreed to that. Oh no! Then that house, my dream, will be completely in someone else's hands? Please don't misunderstand me. I've told you many times, from the beginning, that house doesn't belong to you. It belongs to me. What I do with that is up to me. Andrew knows that. You think you are allowed to be so selfish even though you are my son's wife? With whose permission can you do such a thing? Divorce Andrew right away. I can't take it anymore. Bellatrix, please stop being so selfish. Were you even listening to what I told you? Besides, Andrew agreed to this decision. Listen to me carefully. I'm gonna say it to you one more time. I've already discussed with Andrew everything about renting that house to someone and giving it away after 10 years. That's because Andrew is just being nice to you that he can't even say what he wanted to say. He couldn't disobey you, so here we are, the evil wife. Are you trying to manipulate my son just like that? I'm on my way over there now. Call Andrew and tell him to come home. I can't wait even for one more minute. Call him? It's still noon. Andrew is at work right now. Don't be so selfish. I can't call him out for something like this. It will just interfere his work. It's too much trouble. If you can't, I'll call him. What a useless woman you are. You just don't want to call Andrew, right? That's not going to happen. Please don't do that. You really are annoying. Why are you bothering your own son? Huh? What did you say? I'm his mother, you know. I just want to let my son know since this is an important thing. Children listen to their parents. Gosh. Bellatrix, it's not important at all. It's not even life-threatening, is it? Please leave your son alone. In the first place, it's not an emergency, and you're calling Andrew. It will cause trouble for the company he works for. They'll just think that you are insane. You'll embarrass your son too. If he doesn't answer, I'll just go to his office. I have to talk to him quickly and kick you out of the house. Going to his office? I think it's useless. Andrew is not there. Well, I shouldn't tell you about this, but looks like I have no choice. He actually resigned from that company years ago. What? What do you mean? Years ago? Resigned? No way, that's impossible. Yes, you used to go to the company where Andrew worked 3 times a week. I heard that you went there to have lunch with him or to have dinner together after work. I heard that you didn't allow him to work overtime. That's why you were sitting at the entrance of the company, right? Hey, what's wrong with that? I wasn't interrupting his work. I just wanted to be together with my son. I have to look out for him. I need to make sure he's doing his job and not being bullied by his colleagues. If you were a parent, you'd do the same thing. You might think that it's the right thing to do, but for most people, that's crazy. Do you know his boss at work warned him about that a lot? Even if I told you in a roundabout way, you didn't listen to me. Everyone was laughing at Andrew and I felt sorry for him. I don't think you, who only cares about yourself, even noticed. That can't be true. Andrew didn't like me. His colleagues were laughing at him. It's just jealousy, isn't it? They envied him because his mother are taking a very good care of him. Do you really think so? Do you have any idea about how Andrew really feels? What about now? Andrew hasn't replied to your text, has he? Maybe he's not even reading it. I heard from Andrew that he's been reading all of your messages but didn't reply. Oh, but you were spying on him by checking the time when he read your messages. And I heard you even tried to secretly put a GPS on his phone. What? How did you find out about that? Because Andrew is working as a smartphone app developer right now. Oh no! He knows, so he'll turn off his phone when he rides the subway. That way, you won't know where his company is. How much trouble are you going to put your son through? He was lamenting that if he did a bad job of blocking incoming calls or something like that, you would even come to the house. But that's all over today. We're at our limit. What? What do you mean by that? We've decided to sell the money from renting the house and the things in my father's house and migrate. Migrate? Where? I didn't hear you talk about that. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you anyway. I don't want you to spy on us. Wait! Please don't take him away from me. He's all I have. I beg you. That's for Andrew to decide. It's not for me to say, but this environment is not good for you and Andrew. I don't want to. I don't want to leave him. We are meant to be together. I shudder just thinking about getting separated from my son. We've always hated what you've done to us, you know that? But we've been holding back for a long time. Andrew is kind, so he couldn't tell his precious mother about how he really feels. I know that too, so I've been trying to treat you nicely. But we were fed up with your selfish behavior, and we've had enough. You despise our daughter and keep demanding me to get a divorce every day. You even tried to sell my father's house without my permission. Do you think you are allowed to do whatever you want just because you're my mother-in-law? I don't think so. You are so selfish. I can't take it anymore. We're under a lot of stress because of you. I'm sorry I went too far, so give me a second chance. Give me a chance to apologize to Andrew. I need him. I told you, didn't I? Andrew is the one who's decided. Anyway, are you telling me that you'll only apologize to Andrew? You're the kind of person who never wavers until the end, aren't you? I'm sorry. Enough is enough. I have a plane to catch, so I gotta go. Thank you for your support. I won't contact you ever again. Goodbye. Please, wait! After moving to a new place and settling down, I received a call from my father-in-law. He said that his wife, who had been so aggressive, had become quiet and tended to stay at home without a trace. Whenever the phone rang, she would be excited since she thought that it's from her son, but then she would be disappointed since it wasn't. It seems that being separated from his son was the most difficult thing for her to endure. Rather than taking care of her son, she must have been completely dependent on him. My father-in-law has told me that he will take care of his wife. It may be a rough therapy, but we are not going to contact her so that she can properly reflect on what she has done. We then bought a house in a rural area with the money we gained from working hard so that our family of 3 could make a fresh start. We are busy working together, helping each other out, but right now, we are living our happiest life. And if one day my mother-in-law realizes her mistake, we may meet her again. However, it's not possible yet. Well, I don't plan to see her for now until she properly reflects on her mistakes. Hey, Amanda, come home early. It's already dinner time. Where the heck are you? Are you playing around? How irresponsible of you that you didn't even cook dinner. Florence, please prepare your own dinner tonight. I told you so this morning. And for your information, I'm not playing around. What did you say? I told you that I'm going home to take care of my father for the weekend starting this week. So please at least prepare your own dinner. I wonder if you said something like that. I don't know if I heard it or not, but I'm stumped. I'm incredibly hungry for macaroni and cheese right now. I don't want to eat the instant version of that because it tastes horrible. Why don't you make it yourself then? What are you talking about? House chores, including cooking, is a wife's job. So you should come home to make it for your mother-in-law. My request should be your top priority above all others. If you have time to make excuses, come home as soon as possible. This is horrible. Are you trying to say that preparing food for you is more important than taking care of my father? Yes, I am. Because you're the one who married my son. A wife has to put her husband's family first at all times. That's what we call the common sense. No way. Shame on your father, Amanda. He let you get married, but he called you back just to take care of himself. How pathetic. I told my father that I would take care of him on the weekends. Please don't blame him. I see. But even if it was you who initiated it, most parents would have said no. It's miserable and shameful to have a child as a caregiver. I'm so impressed with you and your father that I'm now speechless. What do you mean by that? It's embarrassing to have your child take care of you, isn't it? I'm talking about the fact that there are people who are so ashamed to be cared for by their children. As I recall, your father was in a wheelchair, wasn't he? Yes, he was. 3 years ago, he was involved in a car accident, and as a result of the accident, he became paralyzed. He is now in a wheelchair. Paralyzed and in a wheelchair. He's the same age as me, and he's already in diapers. What's wrong with that? I don't see it as a problem, but to be in diapers when you're still old enough to work is a bit of a problem, don't you think so? And to have his own daughter to change his diapers, I would die of embarrassment if I were him. I'd rather jump into the ocean than be humiliated like that. I see. But my father is grateful to me, and I'm happy to be able to show him some filial piety. Even though he was paralyzed in the accident, I'm glad that he's alive. I don't like it. Changing diapers is not the way to show filial piety. It seems that no matter what I say, you won't accept it. At any rate, from now on, please don't talk badly about my family. I'm going back to my parents' house every week from now on, and I'll ask you to make your own meals during that time. If you can't make it, please order a delivery service. Well, I won't allow you to do that. You are my son's wife. That's why our family is your first priority at all costs. Take care of the family you live with instead of taking care of your parents. Are you saying that I shouldn't go home every weekend? I wouldn't go that far, but how about just coming back to cook dinner? If you are a wife, you have to make sure your family eats freshly prepared food, right? Why should I go all the way back home just to make dinner? It takes me 2 hours each way to get home from my parents' house. And you want me to go back to my parents' house after I make dinner? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Your father is paralyzed and can't move anyway, so why don't you just let him sit in a wheelchair for the time until you get there? What a horrible thing to say. I don't want to talk to you anymore today, Florence. I'll leave you with this for now. Derek, can I talk to you now? I think your mother has crossed the line. You should say something to her too.
What's the matter all of a sudden? Cross the line? What did Mom say?
She makes fun of my father's paralysis and says that my in-laws are more important than my father. What is wrong with a daughter taking care of her own father?
Amanda, calm down. Don't be mad like that.
Huh? What do you mean?
I just don't understand the reason why. Mom didn't say anything crazy. There's no need to get so mad.
I beg your pardon?
My mom is right about everything. Amanda, you're my wife. So, as a wife, you have to take care of our house chores.
That's terrible. So you think the same way too?
But more importantly, I need to talk to you. Is now a convenient time for you?
Well, yes. Go on then.
I've wanted to ask you for a long time. How much money do you get if you're paralyzed and in a wheelchair? You said your father already quit his job. As I recall, he can use a disability pension for this kind of thing.
What's with that question all of a sudden? I don't know why you're asking me that, and if I could, I wouldn't want to answer it even between you and I. It's not the kind of thing you can ask just like that.
Oh no, I'm actually thinking about buying a new car soon.
No kidding.
But these days, we're in a recession and bonuses are low, right? So I don't have any money for the down payment, and I'm in a bit of a bind. I was wondering if your father would take this opportunity to give me some sort of financial support.
You're asking help from a paralyzed man? Are you kidding me? I can't believe what you just said out of the blue. I mean, our car still runs perfectly well. There's no need to replace it.
I drive the car to work every day, right? So, I want to drive a nice car to get in the mood to go to work. It's a good way to talk to my boss when I drive a nice car. If I get a promotion because of it, you'll be happy too, won't you?
If you're going to get the promotion, you'd better work hard and do your best at your job. You don't need to ask my father, who is physically disabled, to help you buy a new car.
Don't say that. Your father's rich, right? I'm sure he got a lot of money from the car accident. According to my estimate, I'd say he got at least $5 million.
I didn't know that you even calculate that. I mean, that's just too rude of you.
I don't think so. I'm letting my wife take care of her father, so I deserve to get the compensation of that.
What? Let me tell you this, Derek. I'm the one who wants to take care of my father. I'm well aware that both you and your mother don't want me to do that.
But we're not forcing you to stop taking care of your father. We're letting you do as you wish. As the result, I'm sort of lending you to your father. Don't you think your father should repay us in some way?
I don't think so. It was a huge mistake to discuss about this matter with you. Don't you dare to mention about my family ever again. This also applies to your mother.
Hey, come on. Pick up the phone. Get back home now. Hurry up. Don't ignore me, Amanda.
What's with you all of a sudden? I'm at my parents' home this weekend taking care of my father. You promised you'd never contact me during that time, remember?
Except for emergency, right? Just come home as soon as possible. We're in trouble.
What's going on? What do you mean by emergency?
It's about my mother. She collapsed and is now in the hospital.
What? Florence collapsed?
I heard a strange noise in the living room this morning. When I ran there, I found my mother had collapsed. She was rushed to the emergency room and is now in the hospital nearby.
She collapsed and was rushed to the emergency room? How is she? Is she conscious?
Yes, she is. She just woke up a few minutes ago and can talk just fine. But her right leg is completely immobilized.
Seriously?
Her right hand is shaking and the doctor says that she is paralyzed due to a stroke.
Paralyzed?
The doctor told me that it might improve with rehabilitation, but he can't guarantee that for now. I'm afraid that she may never be able to move her right leg ever again. I'm in a sticky situation.
I see. Even my dad struggled a lot during the rehab, but I wonder if your mother will be okay. It's physically very hard, but the hardest thing in this case is the motivation. How long will Florence stay at the hospital? Will she be moved to another hospital specializing in rehab?
Well, she said that she wants to go home as soon as possible. She said that she can do the rehab at home, and since you are a housewife, she wants you to take care of her.
Excuse me?
The hospital also said that she can either be transferred to a rehabilitation hospital or discharged today. I told the doctor that I'm going to have my mom discharged for home rehab. Amanda, I'm counting on you to take better care of Mom from now on.
Hold on a sec. What are you talking about? If Florence is going to be transferred to a rehabilitation hospital, you shouldn't hesitate. If there's a chance of improvement with rehabilitation, she definitely needs to be seen by a specialist.
What are you talking about? Mom wants to go home. It's the family's responsibility to make that happen.
But who's going to take care of her when she comes home? It's very hard to take care of a paralyzed person.
That's why you're here. You can take care of your own father, so you can take care of my mom too. You're a professional, Amanda. It is not going to be any different taking care of two people, right?
Huh?
You're my wife. You're the only one I can count on. I'm counting on you to take care of Mom.
No, I can't do that.
Why can't you?
I said it's impossible. I can never take care of Florence. If you want to take care of her at home, you can do it by yourself.
Hey, don't talk to me like that. I'm serious. Don't be weedy in a situation like this. It would be inappropriate.
I don't think so.
Huh?
The person who made fun of my father so much is now a paralyzed just like him. Serves her right. Florence said that it's embarrassing and disgraceful to be taken care by her children. I thought she said that she would rather jump into the sea than to become the subject of such humiliation. Seems that she hasn't jumped yet.
Don't be silly. Your husband's mother just collapsed. She had the stroke and she's paralyzed. And yet, what's with that attitude of yours?
Considering what you and your mother have been saying and doing to me, I'd say I have every right to behave like this.
What the heck?
Let me tell you something. Caring for a family member is a lot harder than you think, Derek. I'm sure you're going to have a very tough time balancing work and nursing care, but good luck. I'm counting on you.
What are you talking about? You're the one who have to do the hard work. As my wife, you're going to take care of your mother-in-law.
Remember a few seconds ago when I said I couldn't do it? Who's going to take care of someone like that? I think we should get a divorce, Derek.
Are you kidding me?
I absolutely hate being forced to take care of Florence just because I'm your wife. I don't want to take care of someone who has insulted me and my father so much. I want to stop being your wife.
Hey, hold it right there. What are you thinking? Divorce at a time like this?
What are you talking about? This is the perfect time for us to have a divorce.
What?
I'm serious. It's hard enough taking care of my father on the weekends, but it's absolutely impossible to take care of you and your mother every weekday.
Really?
Caring for my father is something I want to do, so it's fine. But taking care of Florence, even if I get paid, is just too much for me to do. Well then, I'll send you the divorce papers later. Please sign it as soon as you receive it. Hey Amanda, what do you mean you're abandoning my care? You're my son's wife, but you refuse to take care of your mother-in-law? This is unbelievable. I'm sorry, but I'm not your son's wife anymore. As of today, I'm divorced from Derek. I'm a stranger to you guys. Stop joking around! I'm not. Yesterday, I sent the divorce papers by express mail. Then, Derek snapped, saying he didn't want such a cold wife like me and signed it right away. I'm glad he's such a bold ex-husband. What a thing to say! I can't believe you divorced him in the heat of the moment. My precious helper is now gone. Don't be so depressed, Florence. Derek has declared manfully that he will take care of everything from now on. What? My son said that? He's going to take care of me? Yes, he will. I gave him some advice. He said that it's so easy to take care of you. He was very confident that he could manage both work and your care. Huh? At first, Derek was worried about his future. You are paralyzed and can't move anyway. I told him that since you are paralyzed and couldn't move anyway, if you sit in a wheelchair, you could stay there for hours without troubling him. How rude of you to say such a thing! Then,
He said that it's a piece of cake. He said that all he has to do is to sit you in the wheelchair in the morning and then go to work right after that. Even if he has to work late, you are paralyzed, so you won't walk around, and he can leave you in your wheelchair as long as he wants.
Oh, no, wait! Don't tell that kind of bullshit care as an advice to my son!
Huh? Bullshit? You were the one who said that you were fine with it, weren't you?
What do you mean by that?
You told me that all the time. You said that nursing is just fine as long as you keep the person in a wheelchair, because paralyzed people can't move anyway.
Oh, no! That's not what I meant when I said that!
Also, you are embarrassed to have your own son help you with diapers, aren't you?
You said you'd rather jump into the ocean than to be humiliated like that. That's why I made sure to tell Derek about that too. You can't jump into the sea on your own if you are paralyzed anyway, but Derek is very considerate of you, so he said that he doesn't want to make you feel that way. Then he said he doesn't have to do anything. He also said that he can handle it by himself. Oh no, wait a sec! I can't go to the restroom on my own! I can't even change a diaper by myself!
That's why rehab is the best solution for you. But you said that you can handle that at home. Think of every day as rehabilitation and do your best.
I can't believe this is really happening!
Also, Derek said taking care of you would be easy. Even though he is now divorced, you're lucky to have such a reliable son.
Wait! Amanda! I beg you to teach my son properly about how to take care of me. If you can't do that, at least tell him to call a professional. Tell him that he can focus on his work and leave the care to the professionals.
Oh, you mean you want to use a home helper? Of course, I've taught Derek about how to use that too. But he said that it's a waste of money. He said he wants to buy a new car if he can get the money from your insurance.
No way! A new car with the money from my insurance?
Yes, he has been wanting to buy a new car for a long time. And if he gets the insurance money, he will probably go out and buy one right away. At his company, it seems that if you drive a nice car, you get promoted faster. I'm glad that you were able to use the insurance money to help your son get ahead.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I'll leave you to it. I hope you get discharged from the hospital soon.
Hey, Amanda, you lied to me.
What?
What's this? Caring for someone is so hard. You said to me that it was easy.
I didn't tell you that it was easy. You misunderstood that by yourself.
Huh?
I was just giving you some advice. You're the one who said it was easy, not me. Don't shift the blame on me.
The way you said that makes it sound easy to me. I didn't know that I have to change her position every hour and also change her diaper. Nothing is easy. I can't do this while working.
Yes, nursing is hard work. But you bought a new car with the insurance money as a reward for doing that for your mother, didn't you? Then, you have to do your best to take care of her.
A new car? I can't afford that for the rest of my life.
What do you mean? You still don't have insurance money transferred to your bank account?
I'll never get insurance money. My mom doesn't have any private insurance. She was so stingy with her monthly premiums that she didn't want to use that kind of thing.
Oh dear, I didn't know about that. Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding about this stuff. So we don't have the money we were hoping for, and mom's only income is her pension. But that pension will disappear if she hires a helper.
That sounds like a lot of work. You have a job, but you can't even ask for a helper.
So, Amanda, please, come back to me. Help me.
I won't.
I'm at my wit's end. Mom can't move. She's taking her frustration out on me, and I'm missing a lot of work because of her care. There's a rumor that my company has announced the list of candidates for restructuring, and I'm in that list.
It's just a rumor, right? Don't worry about it. Work hard and take care of yourself. Even if you don't get a new car, why don't you just work your way up through the ranks?
I've worked hard enough already, you know? So this time, you're going to have to work harder for me. Up until now, your allowance has been $300 a month. But if you take care of Mom, I'll increase it to $1,000 a month. I promise, I'll treat you better than I've ever treated you. So please, come back to me.
Of course, I won't go back to you. I don't care how hard you work. This is between you and your parents. I'm a stranger. I have nothing to do with this.
Don't say that, please.
You're the one who said that it would be easy. Then why don't you be a man and give it your best until the end? Otherwise, your mother might really get desperate that she'll jump into the ocean. Well, I don't think she's able to do that by herself anyway. She seems to be the type of person who would survive even if someone pushes her off the cliff.
Wait a minute, Amanda. I've been cold to you, and I'm sorry for that. If you want, I'll even help you take care of your father. So please, don't give up on me.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll block you so you can't contact me anymore.
Huh?
Please take care from now on. Also, give my best regards to Florence too. After that, I heard that Derek changed this job to a company where it is easier to take care of his mother. It seems that he can take holidays easily, even 3 days off a week, but his salary has dropped to less than half of what he used to make. Then, one day, a while after that, suddenly, I received a call from Florence, who had not yet blocked me. She said that since I wasn't willing to help her, she has no choice but to stay at home for the rest of her life. She also said that she's going to hate me for the rest of her life. Anyway, I sent her a picture of the trip with my paralyzed father and blocked her right away. If you and your caregiver have the will to do it, you can do anything you wish for. I wonder when Derek and Florence will realize that.
Caitlin, where are you? Stop playing around and come home now. I'm going shopping with my friends, so drive me there. If you understand, pick me up in 5 minutes. What? Linda? Come on, hurry up. 4.5 minutes left. Sorry, I'm in LA. Huh? LA? As I told you the other day, I'll be in LA from today to tomorrow, so I can't drive you. Excuse me? You're going sightseeing in LA without doing a favor to me, your husband's mother? No, it's not sightseeing, it's part of my job. You're not working. No, I do write novels for a living. It's just a poem for fun, a hobby anyway. I'm sure the money for this LA trip is coming from Robert's earnings. You're a wife and you're going sightseeing without your husband. How cheeky. No, this time it's a work-related expense paid by the other party. Don't lie obviously when you're not working. A housewife has no work-related expenses. I'm not lying. I'll make sure to tell this to Robert. Yeah, I don't mind. Huh? He knows. That means you told him and he was against it, but you forced to go to LA. No, he said it's okay. Don't lie. You're just making it up as you go along and pretending that he said yes. Oh my, such a no-good wife. I wonder why such a troublesome and useless wife came to our family. Before you got married, you seemed a bit timid. You tricked me, you evil wife. I don't think I've changed compared to the time before I got married. Don't talk back to me. Maybe it's time to get divorced, huh? Divorce? Yes, that's right. You're so bad at being a wife that there's nothing left to do. Tomorrow, when you get back from LA, I'll start retraining you. Retrain? Listen, this is your last chance. I'm going to be very strict with you, so be prepared. Okay. Linda, please give me back my laptop. It has important writing data in it. That's why I took it away from you. Because of this thing, you think yourself as a great novelist. You sit in front of the computer and type all day long, doing meaningless things. I found out in the past few days that it's the biggest obstacle in the way of your training. I told you that novel is my job. I guess I'll have to start by eliminating that delusion. You know what? I'm confiscating this computer. Please don't do that. I have a deadline coming up and I need to work on it. It is more troublesome that you are a bad wife. Listen and obey me. If you disobey me, I'll destroy this computer and make you divorce. Oh no. Robert, I'm sorry to bother you when you're working. Can I talk to you?
Yup, I'm on my break. What's wrong?
Your mother took away my laptop.
What?
I've saved all my writing data up until yesterday in the cloud. I was about to back up the last chapter which I was writing today when she took my laptop. I tried to rewrite it on my subcomputer, but she took that away too. I tried to get them back, but she said she would destroy my computers if I disobeyed.
So she has both of your computers?
Yeah, I could write on my phone, but it would slow me down, and I don't know if I could meet the deadline.
That's not good. Your deadline is the day after tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take care of that, but damn, she keeps bullying you and now she's interfering with your work? She's turning into a monster as the years go by. What a pain in the ass.
She does it when you're not around.
Sounds like so. I've already caught it all on the cameras. After my dad passed away, you thought of her and agreed to move in, and now she disrespected you?
Robert, thank you.
Huh?
For being on my side. If you hadn't been here, I would have lost my heart long ago.
Don't worry, I'll always be on your side. What's the point of being a husband if you don't protect your own wife?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But seriously, maybe it's time to move on.
Time for what?
Caitlin, you should get out of that house now.
What?
Do you have money for the train to San Diego?
Yeah, it's about $35 one way, so I'll be fine.
Okay, I'll arrange a place to stay. Oh, and the computer, I don't think I can get them back.
It looks like they're in your mother's room, so it might be a little difficult.
Well, I'll ask the editorial office if I can bring one.
Hey, Robert.
I'll take care of everything else.
Well, thanks, but I think she's watching outside my room. If I try to go outside, I'm sure she'll say something and take me back in.
I see. Then I'll call my mom. If I tell her I'm going to talk about something I don't want you to hear, she'll go into her room. You can come out when you're ready.
Okay, I'll hurry up and pack my stuff. Can you give me about 10 minutes?
Okay, call me when you get to the station. I'll pick you up. We'll talk about the future then.
Yeah, okay. Caitlin, I thought you were stuck in your room all afternoon. Where the hell did you go? Answer me. If you disobey me, I'll have you get divorced. I'm already divorced. What? Didn't you hear from Robert? Since you wanted us to divorce so badly, we've discussed and did so. We've already done the paperwork. It was accepted without any problems, so I'm no longer his wife. Oh, really? What's the matter with you? You're acting so fast all of a sudden. You're usually a slow learner, but you had guts, didn't you? I still have some things left over there, so I'll go get them when you're not around. I'm sure you don't want to see each other's faces. Well, okay, I'll accept it. It's a bad look to leave ex-wife's personal belongings behind. So thank you very much for everything, even if it was only for a short time. I see that Robert has finally realized that this marriage was a mistake. That's my son. I don't think we'll see each other again, but take care. Yes, goodbye. Robert, I heard that you got divorced.
Mom.
That's my son. I'm glad you understand how your mom feels. That no good novelist-like woman deserves to be divorced by you. I'm making a dinner for you tonight to celebrate your divorce. I'll be waiting for you with roasted beef, your favorite.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'm done with work. I'm going home now.
Oh, by the way, I was thinking of introducing you to the right young lady for your next marriage. Come home soon. Robert! Hey, where did you go? When I woke up this morning, all your stuff was gone. Did you go on a trip somewhere? I didn't hear about it.
Mom, I got remarried.
What? Remarried? Oh dear. Oh my God, you did? Well, that's good. You want to enjoy your new married life, right? I know you don't want your mom to be around. If you're remarried with that young lady, I can stand to live alone for a while. Let's move in together around the time you have a child.
Why are you getting so excited all by yourself?
Because that lady suits you. Compared to that ex, it's like chalk and cheese.
Hey, I've never met that girl.
Huh?
It seems that you set up the blind date, but I heard she went to Germany for an overseas assignment 2 days before the date.
Really?
In other words, you're just being smug. Please don't bother everyone.
But I did it for your sake.
When you say it's for my sake, did you bully Caitlin because of my sake?
Huh?
If you thought I didn't know anything, you're too dumb. It's really sad that such a foolish person is my mother, and that even now that I've left, that foolishness hasn't changed at all.
Robert? What's wrong all of a sudden?
Yeah, right. Honestly, it seems no use to keep on complaining about it forever.
Seriously, what's wrong with you? You're not the kind of boy who would use that kind of language towards your mom, are you? Are you angry, perhaps?
Yes, I am angry. Let me get back to the topic. I remarried Caitlin.
Huh? Caitlin? Why her? You divorced her. Why would you remarry that no-good wife again?
Mom, you said she was a parasite. You said that before the divorce, and you said it now again.
Yes, because she was being supported by you, but she pretended to be a novelist, and yet she stayed in her room and fantasized. She kept doing all that meaningless work over and over again. And the top of it, a trip to LA.
That LA trip, it was a book signing to celebrate the release of her new novel.
What? A book signing? What are you talking about?
Mom, did you forget what I do?
Well, you're an editor at a publishing company.
Yes, I told you when I introduced Caitlin to you. She's one of the authors I work with.
What?
That's why we started dating and got married. I'm sure I told you that, but I guess you didn't listen to me.
Really?
So, Caitlin was not pretending to be a novelist. She's a real novelist. And she's a best-selling author. Oh, and I saw her book on your bookshelf, the entire Dragon God Tale series.
What? She's the author of those books? That's not true. Her name is different.
When you work as a writer, you use a pen name.
Oh no, if that's the case, you should have told me sooner. My son's wife is a best-selling author. That sounds wonderful. I need to tell my friends right away.
It's too late.
What?
Mom, our divorce and remarriage is preparation to break off the relationship with you.
What?
I'm taking Caitlin's surname from now on.
Huh? Wait, what do you mean? You are our child. You have to have the same surname as us. Even your dad has passed away, and he will be sad if you get a different surname.
I won't explain why this happened, but I'll tell you, this is all your fault.
Robert.
And Dad's family took over his grave.
Huh?
It's better to pass it to them instead of you who never visits his grave. Well, goodbye then.
Robert!
Robert has always been fed up with his selfish mother. He felt he had reached his limits when he found out how she was bullying me, and he was thinking about breaking off the relationship completely. And then about Linda. First, she came to my parents' house suddenly, but they happened to be out of town. Next, she barged into Robert's workplace, but he looked down at her with an icy cold blank expression and asked, "Who are you?" This seemed to be a knockout to her. She left in a daze with a look of despair on her face. She is now living alone and lonely in an empty house. She has completely become lonely since her husband's grave was passed to his family, but she deserved it. Robert and I have a new house near my parents' house in a suburb in San Diego. We hope to continue to get along well with each other and build a happy and joyful family.
Caitlin, I have something important to tell you. It's really, really important. Please listen carefully. Are you ready?
What is it, Fiona? Don't be so formal.
Please don't make fun of me. I'm serious.
Oh, I see. Sorry. So, what is it? Something really important?
I heard you got divorced the other day.
Oh, yeah, yes I did.
That's very annoying.
Oh, that's an important story? I mean, why is it annoying?
Actually, my husband and I and your father were talking about moving in together at your parents' house. Your room is vacant, so I was asked to use it as my room. Matt would go back to his room where he used to stay.
Oh, really?
But you got divorced. If you live there, there will be no room for me. So I don't want you to come back to your parents' house. I will be kicked out, so please don't make it happen, Caitlin.
I have no plans to come back to that house.
Huh?
I'm divorced from my husband, and it's only temporary.
What do you mean? What do you mean by temporary divorce?
There was a bit of a mess with my husband's mother. In order to get rid of her, we decided to get divorced and remarried. My husband would join my family and take our surname. We've moved and got a new house, so you don't have to worry about me moving in.
Oh, I see. I've lost my mind worrying about it. If that's the case, it's fine. My husband and I and your father will live happily together.
Also, my father won't be living with you guys either. What? What are you talking about? I'm just telling you that's what has been decided. Please don't make jokes. I'm not joking. I'm being serious from the bottom of my heart. What? How do you know that your father won't live with us? The house where he used to live, I mean my parents' house, has been put up for the sale. Huh? He started living in a new house with us after we divorced and married. What? My mother passed away 2 years ago, and I was worried about letting him live alone all the time. So he decided to take this opportunity to move in with us. I didn't hear that. Yeah, I didn't tell you. What? Why didn't you tell me? Are you treating me like an outcast just because I'm your brother's wife? Isn't that awful? Fiona, do you think I didn't know anything? About what? Matt, he quit his job, didn't he? What? I thought he kept it a secret. I probably never told you this, but my husband's friend is the president of Matt's former company. Then, I heard that he was taking office equipment and making them his personal items, and skipping work at a cafe when he was out of the office, bullying and injuring the company's newbies. It seems like he was fired because of that. Caitlin, that's not true. What? Did I say something that's not true? You guys are both unemployed and have no money to live on. So you've decided to force my father to move in to get his retirement benefits. Tonight was the night you decided to move in, right? How did you even get all those details? I was so careful not to let anyone know about it. It seems like Matt was leaking it out like he was doing good at it. He said now he can live comfortably on his dad's money. If you were so careful not to leak anything, you should have covered his mouth first. What? Seriously? Yeah, Matt's friend thought it was a bad idea and let me know. Then please let us live in at your new house. Why would I do that? We've already taken the necessary procedures to move out of our apartment. We won't have a place to live by the end of the month. Oh no, I can't do that. Why not? It's a big deal that your lovely brother and his wife might end up on the street. Are you okay with us becoming homeless? Huh? Lovely? Matt and you? You have to be kidding me. Caitlin? Have you guys forgotten what you did to me and my father? The way you wore my wedding dress for cosplay and ripped it to shreds. You cut my mother's jewelry, a memento of hers, and remade something. You also sold off my father's collection without permission. The total damage was about to be $10,000. I apologized for those, didn't I? I said I wouldn't forgive you if you didn't let them go back in original condition. You haven't returned anything, have you? Because I can't give them back, so no choice. I don't have $10,000 to pay you. Then you would understand there is no reason for us to forgive you, right? That's why I've decided to break off our relationship. You'd better do something with your lazy way of thinking about life and get a real job. My father and Fiona did whatever they wanted to take advantage of my father's shock at losing his wife. In order to save my father from such a situation, we decided to take this action to settle the matter together with the mess with my mother-in-law. Later on, I heard from someone that Fiona was furious with Matt for leaking the plan of living with my father. After a big argument with things flying around, they ended up divorcing. I have not been able to ask him about the details of what happened to them after the divorce, but it seems that they lost a lot of friends because of this incident. I heard Matt works day labor and Fiona became a stripper. Well, they chose to work and live by themselves instead of being parasites, so I am sure it was a good decision for me to break off the relationship with both of them.
Cassandra, I need you to bring me some clothes to change and some novels for me to read. When can you come next?
What? I just went to visit you the other day, didn't I? You should have asked for those at that time. I don't have time to visit you multiple times. Unlike you, I'm busy. I have to do housework and I have to go out with people at work too. And the hospital where you're hospitalized is in the next city, so it's far away. It's such a waste of time. Besides, I've been busy with your hospitalization procedures and such, So please let me take a rest. I'm exhausted, Thomas.
Come on, I broke my arm in a car accident, honey. Can you at least be a little considerate? You're my wife, so you should at least come to visit me once in a while.
I visited you. I brought you everything you needed the other day. It was really heavy and I had a hard time. Besides, you can borrow clothes to change from the hospital, right? Why do I have to bring you some clothes from home? You should just shut up and put on your hospital gown.
Well, you have a point there. I'm going to be in the hospital for a while, so I feel more comfortable when I wear clothes I usually wear.
Don't be so selfish. You're a grown-up, right? You can do what you can in the hospital by yourself. Don't be so naive as to expect me to come visit you every time. What are you going to do if I collapse from fatigue? In the first place, you are capable to do everything by yourself. It was always easy for you, wasn't it? Oh, and if you can't do something, ask the nurse to do it for you.
That was before I got hospitalized. I can't move my arms, so there are a lot of things I can't do. So why don't you at least support me while I'm in the hospital? If you think I'm lying, come visit me. I'll show you how hard it is.
Geez, okay then. I'm too busy to visit you, but I'll deliver your stuff to you by courier service. You won't have anything to complain now, will you? I'll make sure to deliver all of them. So will you inform me again about those stuff you need?
You know, you've changed a lot since a while ago. Seems that you don't love me anymore. You didn't come to see me right away when I was involved in a car accident, and you never tried to come to visit me yourself either. It's like you just had to do it because you were asked to. If you were the same person I know, you would have been a little more concerned about me. There's no way you would have said that you'll deliver my stuff by courier service.
That's not true. I'm worried about you. But I don't think that rushing to you right away after the accident or visiting you every day at the hospital will make you get better right away. It's the doctors who are going to fix you, not me.
Well, I know that I won't get better right away just because you come to see me. But if you were the same old you, I think you would have been more worried about me unconditionally. I've been feeling that you've become cold lately, but I feel it more now that I'm hospitalized. Why are you treating me coldly? If I did something wrong, please tell me. If you don't tell me, I won't know how to improve myself. I've been trying to give you as much freedom as possible so that you don't get stressed out.
Are you really bored in the hospital? Will you stop complaining like that? It's making me feel upset. Please find another way to spend your free time.
It's not like that, but it's true, isn't it? It's just that things have changed and you weren't the same person I know anymore. I feel lonely somehow.
Things like that change with time. We've been married for 3 years. Most married couple will change after spending several years together. It's normal. We're not the lovey-dovey high school lovers anymore, so give me a break.
Of course, it may be normal for a married couple to change their attitudes, but don't you want to be a married couple who continues to love each other?
Yeah, whatever. Oh, by the way, I'm going on a trip next week, so I won't be able to reply as often as I'm supposed to. That's why, please don't disturb me with your nonsense blabbering.
A trip? For heaven's sake, I'm hospitalized, Cassandra. I didn't know that you're going on a trip.
Well, that's because I just told you.
Well, it's perfectly fine to go on a trip, but please think about the timing.
You're really annoying. My timing is perfect. You just have a broken arm, right? Things won't change with or without me. You're just overreacting. It's just a little pain on the arm.
I can't leave the hospital anyway. We are a married couple, so at least tell me who you're traveling with and where.
You're such a pain in the ass. Do I have to tell you everything? Hawaii! I'm going with my coworkers, that's all. Satisfied now?
Colleagues? Do you have any colleagues at work that you get along well with? In addition, you're going to Hawaii? Wait a sec. Are you telling me that you're going with a guy?
How rude of you. Of course I'm not going with a guy. I have someone whom I get along well with at work. Anyway, I'm going to Hawaii with that person. Can we end our conversation here? I have some errands to run.
Robin, long time no see.
Hey Thomas, long time no see. I heard that you're in the hospital now. What happened?
I was involved in a car accident. Nothing serious, but I'm crippled for a while. By the way, Robin, you're in the same department as Cassandra, right? Oh, your wife? That's right. Cassandra said that she's going to Hawaii with her colleagues. She didn't clearly say who she was going with. The atmosphere was different from usual, so I thought I'd see if I could figure it out. A love affair trip to Hawaii? Oh, come on, stop joking, dude. But if she's really going, I have a feeling that she will probably go with James. You know James, don't you? We were together in the previous department, remember? James? No way. Have you heard something fishy about my wife and James? Well, it's been rumored that Cassandra and James get along really well, and they're both taking a vacation leave next week. Somehow, I feel even more uncomfortable after hearing your story. I see. Thanks for letting me know. No problem. I think you should take a rest and stop thinking about unnecessary things since you're still in the hospital. Good day, Thomas. Good day to you too, James. You look tired than usual. Are you busy with work? I spend most of my time sleeping nowadays. How's your broken arm, Thomas? Well, I don't think it's a big deal. It seems I can move my arm as I want now, thanks to the rehabilitation. Glad to hear that. As I told you before, I'm quitting the company next month and going back to my parents' house. Thank you for your help. I'm calling to inform you about that. I see. I can't believe your father suddenly got sick. I'm really sorry to hear that and wish you and your family all the best. Thank you, Thomas. You too. Please don't force yourself too hard. Can I ask you one thing? My wife seems to be having an affair with her colleague. Adultery? That's surprising. How did you know she was having an affair? Did she say something about it, or did you hear about it from someone else? I was in the hospital, and she said she was going on a trip to Hawaii with her colleague. When I suspected her, she tried to end the conversation right away, so I decided to ask another colleague of mine. Then my colleague told me that he knows the person my wife has an affair with. There's no smoke without fire, right? No way. Maybe it's just a rumor and you shouldn't bother about that. I want to think that it's a lie too, but if it's true, I'm going to file for alimony against my wife and her lover. I have plenty of time. Oh, sorry that I brought this topic out of the blue. I am so surprised that I've lost my words, but you're in the hospital and I thought it would be hard for you to gather evidence. Well, I'll figure something out. Even in the hospital, you can gather more information than you think, you know. Insurance money from the accident and settlement money will also come in. Oh, okay then. But please, take care of yourself. Thomas, your wife died in an accident. Huh? What are you talking about? Cassandra is supposed to be in Hawaii right now. You may not believe it because it's so sudden, but the police told me earlier at the company that she died on a trip. Is it true? What? Are you talking about the police in Hawaii? Lying is not good. If you're joking, you have a very bad sense of humor. I heard she was involved in a car accident in Hawaii. It looks like your wife's bag was found at the scene, and that's how they identified her. Wait a minute. I'm totally confused here. Are you really sure about that? I know. I can understand that it's confusing. One question I have is why haven't the police contacted me? Normally, if it's an accident overseas, the embassy would contact me or something. I wonder why I haven't received any call yet. I don't know why, but maybe you're in the hospital. I haven't heard anything from my wife's parents either. Isn't that strange? My wife's family should have contacted me if something happened to Cassandra. Which police department called you? I just heard about it from another colleague. I wonder which department made a call. Speaking of which, what are you doing at the office? Didn't you say that you were going to quit so you could use your paid leaves? That's right. It just happened since the paperwork was incomplete. Anyway, it's true that your wife passed away. How can you be so sure? They haven't even found her body yet, have they? How can the police declare that the person is dead just because her belongings were found at the scene? I don't know the details. Well, you didn't make the call, did you? Who at the company told you that? I'll check, so let me know. I'm sorry, I don't remember since I was so shocked. You must be pretty upset that you can't even remember the faces of the people you worked with. I see. Well, I'll ask the section chief then. If that's true, the section chief would have heard about it as expected. You don't have to go that far. You're still in the hospital, so I'll do some more research on behalf of you. That's enough. You're lying, aren't you? Why should I lie to you? I've been working with you for 2 years. I know your habits. You used to say that when you tried to hide your mistakes at work. If you don't know, you always say vague things that you don't remember. You are too obvious. Really? I don't remember that at all. Look, you're using the same words again. Could it be that you're Cassandra's lover? No way! I'm not having an affair with your wife. Well, if you ask the company or the police, they'll know right away. If you want, I can call the embassy to find out more about the details. If you're not doing anything wrong, why would you lie to me by telling me this story of yours? Since you're ignoring me, I'm sure that you were lying to me.
What have you done, Thomas? I can't believe you sent pictures of the affair and stuff to my parents. Why do you even involve my parents in this kind of private matters? It's disgusting that you would do such a thing. Why don't you just tell me directly?
Pictures of the affair? So you admitted it? I'm convinced now that you were having an affair. Thanks for the obvious response.
No, I didn't.
That's enough. Excuses are a waste of time. James, right? I had my lawyer to do the further research, so I know all about it. I've been contacted by the embassy too. They said there's no evidence of you leaving this country, and there's no evidence of any American who got involved in a traffic accident in Hawaii. What did you do then?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter, Cassandra. You faked it because you didn't want to pay for the alimony. You almost got caught by me, so you think you can just pretend you're dead before I find out? That's foolish. I'm really tired of your way of thinking. There's no way you can pretend you're dead. You're very immature.
It's your fault. If you hadn't insisted on asking, none of this would have happened. You wouldn't have even noticed. That's why I had to make up a cover. I had no choice, and I didn't want to go that far either.
Well, you better stop living with your head buried in the sand. It's not even a cover. That's just a joke.
Then you're even dumber for choosing a woman like me. Just by being a little nice to you, you fell in love with me right away. I can still remember that delirious look on your face. Seriously, it's just so ridiculous. I only married you because you have a high income. You're an idiot for not realizing it. I don't love you even a bit. When I heard you were involved in a car accident, I wanted to divorce you right away. You're just a burden to me if you can't make any money by working.
You're right. I'm really feeling like I didn't look more carefully when we were still dating. I'm mad at myself. But I didn't expect that you were having an affair with a colleague. It's a blessing in disguise. I'm so glad it was before we have kids.
I would never have kids with you. Unlike James, you're ugly. I'm worried about the face of our child. I decided that if I wanted to have a child, it would definitely be James' DNA.
You're such a horrible woman. Well, it's easy to get alimony, and I'm glad that I've got this much evidence.
I'm basically honest, you know. By the way, about the alimony, I'll pay it. But can you please tell my parents that I didn't have any love affair? They're so angry that they won't even listen to me anymore. I'm afraid they'll cut off ties with me, and I don't want that to happen.
I'm glad your parents are decent, unlike you. But I'm not going to lie to them, and you're going to pay for the alimony. You just want your parents to pay for you, right? That's stupid and selfish. You need to clean the mess you've created by yourself.
I have the money with me, so don't worry about that.
Really? I'm happy to hear that. Since you seem to be counting on it, I'll tell you something. I haven't applied for the accident settlement and the insurance money yet, so they won't be transferred to my account.
You're lying.
I knew you were counting on it. You're really too obvious. Don't think that just because I'm in the hospital I can't do anything. I've been consulting my lawyer, had the credit bureau check on behalf of me out for the last few days. I was surprised when I found out that you're living in a luxury apartment now.
Why are you doing this to me? I won't be able to make a living.
Why don't you ask James to support you? I wonder how much money he's making. You are really stupid to live on the insurance money and settlement money from my accident.
Yes, and there's also the division of property.
Property division? My savings from when I was single won't be divided to you.
What? You have some savings after we got married too, right?
What are you talking about? I wish I had. You're the one who spent all our savings after we got married.
Stop joking, Thomas.
Well, after the divorce proceedings are over, I'm going to ask for alimony from both of you and James.
How am I supposed to make a living?
Ask that to the handsome James, will you? I won't be your husband anymore soon. If you have a future with James, then you'll be fine.
Actually, James doesn't have any savings either.
Well, I guess so. He likes to gamble. Aren't you two a good match? He has the same level of intelligence with you. So, can you talk to a lawyer about the rest? It's none of my business anymore.
Wait a minute. We lived together for 3 years. You could have compromised a little more. You have feelings for me, don't you? Where's your compassion?
Compassion? How can you say that? If you had been a little nicer to me when I was in the hospital after the car accident, I might have. I've lost all my feelings for you. Well, I have no more regrets, so just sign the divorce papers and pay for the alimony.
Thomas, can I talk to you? I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do such things.
How dare you contact me? Don't think that I'll forgive you just because you apologized to me.
I'm really sorry. I won't do the same mistake ever again. I admit that I had an affair with your wife, so can you somehow reduce the amount of my compensation?
Is that the attitude of someone who is remorseful? There is no such thing as a reduction. Didn't your lawyer tell you that I had no intention to reduce the amount?
I heard about that, but I thought if I talked to you directly, I could at least get a little discount or something like that. Please be nice to me, just like what you did before.
Are you stupid? There's no way I'm going to be nice to you. Take full responsibility for what you've done. Why should I be nice to someone who had an affair with my wife?
Besides, a contents-certified letter was sent to my parents' house, and my father fell ill because of the shock.
That's your fault for having an affair. I'm sorry to hear that. And your father wasn't ill, so he's not in bad shape, right? Another lie. Your father called my lawyer to apologize. What a good person your dad is. I asked him about his health, and he said he was in good condition. Lying again? I wonder how you could lie so easily like that.
I'll tell you my true feelings, so please consider reducing the amount. I don't want to be together with Cassandra anymore. I want you to help me. Before we lived together, she was kind to me in many ways, but now she doesn't even do the housework. She also wastes a lot of money. I'm surprised that she suddenly changed so drastically. I have to pay for the apartment too, and I'm going crazy.
You finally realize it. That's the kind of woman she is. Well, I didn't notice that for 3 years. Good for you for finding out so quickly. You're very determined, which is really surprising to me.
It's not good at all. When I tried to go back to my parents' house, my father was furious with me, so I'm still living with Cassandra.
Well, I'm really grateful that you two jerks got together. I'm glad that I'm free like a bird, as you can see. I'm sure Cassandra will hang on to you until she finds her next guy, so good luck with that.
I'll do anything, so can you give me a break this time? I'm really sorry. I will give Cassandra back to you.
There's no way I'll forgive you. I don't want you to return Cassandra to me. You're the one who should do something about it. Live with her for the rest of your life and be happy with her. You two scumbags make a great couple. Oh, and make sure you pay the alimony, okay? I'm going to charge you for it. James and Cassandra paid me the alimony for the affair. They both admitted the affair, so it seems they couldn't escape paying. I contacted the embassy to confirm the truth, and they found out that James was lying. In the end, James was scolded by the embassy. At that time, he again tried to lie for his own sake and got his boss at work and his parents involved. Now it seems that he has no place to belong in the company. It is frustrating that I could not notice these two idiots until now, but I'm relieved that I have managed to put an end to this. I'm now able to move my arm as I went through rehabilitation. It is still inconvenient for me to work hard, but the company is understanding and I'm gradually returning to work. I was shocked when I decided to divorce Cassandra, but I'm glad that I left her before she started spending all of my precious money. I don't want to live my life being taken advantage of any longer. When I think about it, James, who took Cassandra away from me, may have saved my life in a certain way. From now on, I hope that my arm will recover as soon as possible so I can enjoy my hobbies for a while and live a leisurely life, hoping to meet someone new sooner or later.
Hello, Sandy. Can I have a moment now?
Sure, what's up?
I just want to check on something with you.
What is it? Don't make me nervous.
I hope not, but...
What's wrong? Ashley, you sound so serious.
Is my brother visiting you?
What? Here? Your brother? Why do you ask?
Well, you met him at our wedding, right? His name is Ken.
Of course, I remember him. He's a big guy and looked cool.
I heard that my brother often visits your house.
Oh yeah, he was here last weekend too. Did you have something urgent?
No, I just wanted to ask you directly what kind of relationship you have with him.
Oh no, Ashley, you're going to make me tell you? Well, Ken and I are dating.
You're in a relationship? You guys love each other? I think my brother is at least 20 years younger than you.
Yes, that's true. But what does age difference matter in a relationship? Even though he is younger, he is firm and kind. He supports me. Plus, he's cute since he's young.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Sandy, you know my brother is married, right?
Of course I know, but he got divorced, poor thing.
Huh? Divorced?
Yeah, he got divorced recently, right? You don't have to worry about me. My husband's already passed away, so we don't have a problem. The age difference is covered by feelings, so it's not a problem. Your brother said so too.
There seems to be a misunderstanding, so let me tell you. My brother and his wife are not divorced.
Oh boy, he said they're divorced. It may be hard for him to tell you. Or are you lying and trying to tear us apart? You wouldn't do that, would you? After all, he wouldn't want his sister to see him looking bad, I guess.
Sandy, please wake up. It can't be true. Anyway, they are not divorced. I just have one favor.
What?
Don't say anything and please break up with my brother now.
That's an unreasonable request. No matter how much you ask for it, Ashley, he might really be divorced.
I'm telling you they're not divorced. I'm telling you this because I'm his family, so this is the truth.
But I believe him.
Sandy, let me ask, how long have you been dating him?
About a year and a half. We're going on a trip for our 2-year anniversary. Oh, don't tell him, okay?
Has it been that long?
Well, looking back, a lot has happened. A lot of passionate things. We look like a couple that's been together for a long time.
You said earlier that my brother got divorced recently, right?
Yes, he did.
So you've been together since he wasn't divorced yet?
Oh, just between you and me, okay? Well, I guess that's what was happening.
I mean, what are you doing, Sandy? How could you have such a relationship with my married brother? Don't you feel guilty?
At first, a little, but I was overwhelmed by his passion. Now I'm glad it turned out this way. Moreover, I heard that he and his wife had no feeling to each other already. He said he felt healed when he was with me.
Did you take all of that seriously?
He said he could have the married life which he dreamed of with me. He said he didn't need children and the two of us could live happily together.
Did my brother really say that? Sandy, let me tell you the fact. His wife is pregnant now.
Ha ha ha, Ashley. That's not a funny joke. He said he didn't even want to touch his wife, and there is no way she could be pregnant. But he would have a child between us.
I can't believe it.
Well, unfortunately, no matter how hard we try, I can't get pregnant anymore though. Ashley, I'm glad you're worried about me, but I can't go along with your lies about his wife being pregnant. Don't worry, we'll be fine.
No, I'm not lying. And I'm not worried. I'm upset and angry.
I see. It's none of your business and stress is bad for your skin. Anyway, he's coming over this weekend, so I'll talk to him.
This weekend? Where do you think my brother lives when he's not at your house? He told you that he's divorced, right? Are you saying that if he's divorced, he and his wife live separately?
He can't be living with her because they are divorced. It seems he's living with his cousin right now.
Cousin? Which cousin?
Ewan?
Ewan is indeed my cousin. They've been close since they were kids, so it makes sense that he's letting him stay there.
Oh, they've always been close. So that's where he usually stays, even before the divorce. You didn't know?
So he goes to work every day from Ewan's house? His house is 2 hours away by Metrolink. If you take the highway, it would take more.
That's right, that's the problem. That's why I'm helping him with the transportation fee.
Why? He works and has money too, right?
That's the thing. His ex-wife is the worst, apparently. You see, he has his wife's stepdaughter who is now 3 years old, right? She doesn't work and they divorced on the condition that he will give her child support and living expenses, so he's giving her $1,800 a month.
Is that what he says? That he had a stepdaughter?
Yes, that ex-wife. I heard she got divorced once in the past. She said she has a child with her ex-husband.
Did my brother really say that?
Of course he did. What's the point of me making it up? He said it's not his real child, but since they live together, it's like his own, so he said he'd take care of her. Can you find a man who could think like that? Even though he is young, he is very dependable. Since he sacrifices himself like that, he only has about $700 left every month. That's why he keeps asking me for money.
I see. That amount is as much as the allowance for a married man.
Right? That's all he has left. What is that ex-wife thinking?
Sandy, that's enough. I have understood.
You finally understand? See? Ken was really divorced.
There's no point in discussing here. Anyway, please ask him about the divorce again.
Ashley, you are surprisingly persistent. Well, I'll ask him if I don't forget. Ashley, what's going on?
What is it?
My son, Tim, is furious that he's cutting me off. Ashley, I heard you told him you want to divorce him because I'm dating your brother.
Yes, I did.
He says it's my fault that your marriage is going bad, so he says he's going to leave me. I want my son back.
Leaving you is too exaggerate. I don't understand what you're doing and I can't support you. So I thought it would be difficult to continue living a normal life with him. I don't want to get involved with you. That's what I told him.
You thief. Tim belongs to me, so give him back to me right now.
That is not what I decide. Please talk it over with him. Also, I talked to my brother and his wife too. I expect you to hear from him soon.
From Ken?
Yes, he wants to talk to you.
Oh my, I think he's finally going to talk about us finally getting together. Oh, now he's calling me. I'll talk to you later. Ashley, what's going on? Why is everyone leaving me? Are you jealous of me? I think I'm a good mother-in-law. Don't take my important person from me.
Don't say like I'm the bad one. I didn't take anything from you. I didn't tell anyone what to do. They all did it with their own will.
That's a lie. You made up the story for your own convenience. I am different from you. And as for my brother's wife, she's actually a friend of mine. What? We are good friends. I can't ignore when my friend is suffering. My friend is so exhausted that I can't even look at her. I feel sorry for the child too. What are you talking about? I talked with my brother and finally got him to confess the affair. My husband and I live separately from you. And he thought he wouldn't be found out even if he met you. Affair? That's ridiculous. My brother is not staying at my cousin's house. He usually lives with his wife and children. I won't believe it. That's not true. What did he say on the phone just now? He was mumbling and he said that he loves me, but we have to break up under some sort of circumstance. But he said he would text me. That's because he still thinks of me, right? I'll wait. I see. Sandy, did he tell you he's divorced? I thought his wife had filed it, but she hasn't, so he told me to wait for him to get it done. And what about the child? Well, it seems that it is true that his wife is pregnant, but it's not his child. He said she had an affair and it's her boyfriend's child. What the hell? Did my brother really say that? Yes, it's really terrible. I feel sorry for him. He's too good to forgive about his stepdaughter and the pregnant child. I mean, his wife is a terrible person. I'm trembling in anger and disappointed. Oh, that ex-wife? Yeah, even though she's your friend, you can't cover up for her. I understand. No, of course it's my brother. The child he has now and the new baby are my brother's. I can't forgive him even though he's my brother. I'll make sure he takes responsibility for this. What are you talking about? I feel sorry for him. You can't be a sister who doesn't believe what her own brother says. Maybe it's all his ex-wife's fault. He's already fulfilling his responsibility. I'm telling you, he's making up stories for his convenience. They are not divorced, nor do they plan to be. And it's 100% true that the child are my brother's, including the one in her belly. Ashley, I hate to tell you this, but I think your friend is lying to you. Your friend is very cunning. My friend is firm, kind, and a good wife. It's my brother who is a liar and a scumbag. But that's exactly what he said. Enough pretending to be deceived by him. You have realized what's really going on, haven't you? How far are you going to disappoint your son? Tim is crying beside me. What? Tim is there too? I was worried because he didn't answer my calls no matter how many times I called. Can you tell him to pick up the phone? I don't think that's possible. He has decided not to. He canceled his cell phone and deleted your number. He also changed his number because he doesn't want to be in touch with you anymore. No way. It's true. I'll go get his stuff at your house later. No, give me back my son. I don't know how long you're going to pretend to be deceived, but you're going to keep waiting for my brother? I'm not pretending, it's all true. When someone you love tells you to wait, you would wait, don't you? I won't leave him. I'm sorry to tell you this, but my brother and his family have moved away. Huh? It seems that my brother got scared because you persistently insisted on not leaving. To protect his family, he moved out and changed job to work for a relative's company. That's not what he told me. I know for now that wife and child will be taken in by a relative, and eventually Ken will live with me. Are you listening to me? I told you that they all moved out. Why don't you accept the reality? Please stop interpreting it in a convenient way. But we love each other. I said he ran away from you. That's not love. You gave him money to keep him with you. I didn't give him. I lent him money. That's right. He owes me money. I can go after him to get it back, right?
Please stop it. I know my brother has done something bad, but please don't destroy his family's happiness any further. He should want to stay with me. His wife must have tricked him. I have to help him soon. I'm the only one who can save him. My brother doesn't want your help. You were used by him. Please face the reality. He went back to his wife. He swore to start over. I won't believe it. When my brother moved out, he canceled his cell phone and gave it to me. He said he would never contact you again. You'll never hear from him again. That number is no longer used, so you can't call him. That's a lie. True love comes with obstacles. I won't let that happen. It's true. My brother lied to you to break up with you. Oh no. I will pay back every penny you spent on him. I believe my brother will rebuild their bond in the new place. Please don't ever bother them. Tim and Ken are gone, and I have no one. What am I supposed to do alone? Ashley, do something about it. There is nothing I can do. Do you think there is happiness at the end of a relationship with a married man? You've been punished for having an affair. I couldn't handle this situation on my own, so I talked to my parents about it, and they got furious. They forced Ken to move to a company owned by a relative near my parents' house. He is watched by everyone every day. His cell phone is set up so that we always know where he is. And his monthly allowance, which used to be $700, is now $100. He brings lunch made by his wife every day. Sandy could not stand the loneliness, so she became addicted to hot guys at a bar at her age. She seems to have fallen in love with one guy who was a good talker on a different level from my brother. And she is once again giving him a lot of money. At this rate, I am so worried about her life when she turns old. But she is responsible for herself, isn't she?
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!